Hello. Hello, my name's Mrs. McDonald and I am the assistant head teacher in charge of learning and teaching at St Joseph's, and I'm also a Spanish and French teacher, so hola and bonjour, and that's why I've chosen this screen behind me, just so that we can imagine that we're on our holidays and not in lockdown. I must say, lockdown hasn't been easy for everyone. It's had its advantages and disadvantages, and I wonder what you've enjoyed most about lockdown, because there are some good things. So for example, for me, it's definitely this, being able to learn so much more about technology. I am having a bit of fun with it. What am I most looking forward to when we go back? There's just one thing I'm looking forward to most, and that's a big hug from my granddaughter, who's only 2. So maybe you can have a think about what it is that you enjoy most about it, and what are you looking forward to most when you get back, in which case let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through learning and teaching today. I'm going to show you a few slides. Let's move over to those slides now. Most of our lessons follow the same structure. And whilst I'm sure you're going to have lots of questions about your timetable, Mrs. Horridge will be back next week to tell you a little bit more about all the different subjects that you will be studying. But for now, I'm going to be telling you about how each of those lessons is structured. Most of our lessons follow the same format. So when you come into a classroom, we like you to get down to work really quickly. And we start with a do now task. And you can see on the slide it says what it is. Helps you warm your brain up at the start of a lesson. Everybody gets in because you've all come from different places. We have bags on the floor, put books out, pens out, and off you go. And here's an example of what one might look like. So you'll read the instructions and it gets you thinking straight away about the topic of the lesson. So that's do now. Then we move on to the link. And what we like about the link is that often you'll think, what am I doing this for? What's this got to do with anything? The link serves one, it's a little link in the chain to remember what we were doing before and think about where we're moving to, and it helps you know where your learning sits. So you might be doing a little bit of a revisit of last lesson, but you'll also be able to see the bigger picture of your learning and how it all fits together. We'd get to the excite moment in a lesson, which is where we hope that we will give you some encouragement and inspiration for your learning in that lesson and let you know what it is that we're moving towards and what you'll be able to do by the end of the lesson. And this is where we move on to activate. What we do for activate is show you how it's done, give you a little bit of an explanation, model work, let you ask questions if you need to about how things work, but also we will be asking you a lot of questions to make sure that you've got to grips. And that little sign there shows that when we do ask questions, we give the class a lot of thinking time, and we would suggest that there's no hands up at that point, and we might bounce ideas around the classroom and make sure that everybody takes part. So we get to know each other better, we feel more comfortable as learners together, and we make sure that everybody has a turn to input in the lesson and a chance to grow. And we get to the resilience bit. Now, the resilience bit is where you get to put into practice what you have learned during the lesson. You might make mistakes, and for us at St Joseph's, mistakes are a really good thing, because it means that as the teacher circulates around the classroom, we can see what we've explained well and what we need to help explain better for others again. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. We might go around in a green pen, mark your work, and give you an opportunity then to try again. And that's a good thing. It's a really good thing for us to see where the gap is between what we've explained and what you've understood. But the resilience time is often quiet, because that's where we really need you to draw on your own learning and think, right, imagine if I was in a test, or imagine if I had to do this all by myself. And that gives us a good opportunity to see how each one of you is getting on as learners. This is very important that we get to know you as well as possible, as quickly as possible. Okay, and then the last part of the lesson will be where we get to this slide on the next steps, where we review our learning, what we've done in that lesson. We go back to that link idea about where does this fit into the big picture and where are we going next, and we might set homework at that point as well, which I'm going to talk to you about on the next slide. See you in a minute.
Here you are with a very brief look at ePraise, which is where we set our homework. The great thing about that is that you do get to see your timetable at home. You can have a little look at that. That's what a timetable looks like for a current Year 7 pupil. And on here, we can see what homework they are being set. They could be set, you could be set your homework during the week, and once you've done it, green shows that it's completed and you are all up to date. Any questions, you can always keep in touch with your teachers. I'm going to show you how to do that now.
And there you are, that's it from me. Any questions about transition in general, contact us at transition@, and any about teaching and learning, then get in touch with at Together Apart, or please do get in touch to tell us a little bit about what you're looking forward to. We would love to hear from you, and we are really looking forward to meeting you. Stay safe. Bye.